Nichole Campofiore. Break it down for us.
Pro Bikini model,
Right.
first place. Pro Open Bikini, first place. Masters Bikini 40, Pro Card. Masters Bikini 50, first place. Pro Swimsuit Model, first place. Open Bikini I've always done. Always did really well in it. I always had that aspiration of, let's do it, why not? I love myself.
Do you think in bikini you might get to a point where you're pushing the envelope?
I'm pushing it now.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah. I had a pretty significant health setback.
Right.
As you could tell from a picture, I dropped to the floor.
Right.
And I looked up and I prayed to God because I felt that this was God's grace,
Yeah.
knowing what I was going to encounter after that show. I ended up getting very sick. They're like, you need surgery. I'm like, what do you mean I need surgery? Whoa, what's going on? And the emergency surgery, unfortunately, is where they slice you straight down, straight across, upside down cross. And then you have a colostomy bag. I mean, there's just so much that I do. I'm in a bikini all the time.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wanna put a bikini on and, you know.
So
My father was pretty abusive. My parents got divorced. I was 10 years old. I had to sit there. And every time I was wrong, I actually got hit for it. I met somebody. He proposed to me very quickly, wanted to get married right away. I was like, I want to wait like 3-4 years. We had a destination wedding. I wanted to cancel it 3 weeks before. That marriage lasted like a year. And then I was like, yeah, no. I wanted to see why I was so sad, why I was so mad, why I was so angry. Eventually they asked me, did something happen in your life? Is there a significant death? Or did something happen to you? And I said,
Nichole Campofiore, welcome to the podcast.
thank you.
How are you feeling about yesterday?
Still pretty numb.
So we have a list of your successes, but this is dated now. Let's update your list of things.
Okay.
Break it down for us.
Pro Bikini model,
Right.
first place.
Right. Pro title.
Yep.
Right.
Pro Open Bikini, first place. Pro Masters Bikini 40, Pro Card. Now I'm officially a pro on that.
Yes.
Masters Bikini 50, first place.
Yes.
And did my Pro Swimsuit Model, first place.
Nice. Let's go back before we get into yesterday, which is less than 24 hours ago when this stuff happened. Let's go back to 2025, the Connecticut Championship. You entered that show at 49 years young at the time, and you only entered the open classes,
Yeah.
not master's classes.
No.
Talk about that. Why that decision?
Well, you're never too old. You're never too young. I like a good challenge.
Right. And you, of course, hold your own there. No question about that. But you just avoid the Masters 40-plus classes back then.
Last year, I had a pretty significant health setback.
Right.
I wasn't there to compete. I just wanted to be on stage.
Right.
I felt like I belonged in these heels.
Right.
I needed something to focus on. I wasn't there to compete. I just wanted to be on stage.
Right. But why the open then? That's even typically a bigger challenge.
Open Bikini I've always done. Last year was my 4th season competing, and always did open and always did really well in it.
Right.
And I love it because I'm not the only person at my age. I've had people older than me.
In the open.
Yes, and it's inspirational. So I always had that aspiration of, let's do it, why not? And you don't know till you try.
Right.
I'm glad I did.
So you said you weren't really going to that show to win, just to really be on stage, and you did end up winning.
I did.
3 pro cards and a pro title.
I did.
Bikini model, bikini, and swimsuit. You won pro cards. Then you made your pro bikini debut.
I did.
You won that. How was that for a show that you weren't even going in to win?
As you could tell from a picture, I dropped to the floor.
Right.
And I looked up and I prayed to God because I felt that this was God's grace.
Yes.
Being what I was and going in, and I think not having the expectation of winning and having a different outlook and just being thankful that I could walk that stage.
Right.
And embracing the ability to be at that stage, knowing what I was going to encounter after that show. So
maybe this is an obvious question, but you made your pro bikini debut right away. I mean, you were there on cloud nine. You weren't even there to win. You started winning. You probably were just like, duh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step on that pro stage. Is that accurate?
Yeah, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen to me if I didn't do it.
Right.
I didn't know what was going to happen to me after my surgery and what was upcoming. So I said, why not?
Right. So let's make a segue. Let's take a turn here and talk about your health scare and talk about your surgery last year.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that experience?
I had a huge life change and was reversing from a previous show. I had 2 shows prior trying to reverse diet. I ended up getting very sick because I was so stressed out body-wise that my reverse was not in a good state. No matter how healthy I was eating or not.
Right.
It didn't matter which way I went. Got very sick. Didn't know it was happening about 4 months after dealing with stress. Ended up in the hospital December 7th. Was told I had acute diverticulitis. It's not in my family.
Which is?
It's a... there are pockets that end up in your sigmoid colon, a certain spot in your colon, and it gets inflamed. Some people get abscesses, some people don't. I didn't have an abscess at this time, but I just had inflammation.
Painful, discomfort.
Extreme pain. I would never wish that upon anybody. Something wasn't right. Called my PCP, primary care physician, and told her what was going on, and she's like, don't even come to my office, go right to the hospital. They performed a CT scan, and it came back. I actually read the scan before they came in to tell me, because it comes up on your phone, and next thing you know, I had like 5 people walk in, all surgeons. I was like, oh, this
it's got to go down.
Are they in the wrong room? And they're all staring at me. I'm fit, I'm healthy. I had a tank top on because,
Because that's how you roll?
And, my hat on, and they're like, asking me questions, and they're like, you need surgery. I'm like, what? And, what do? You look very fit. I mean, the surgeon was just in shock.
Right.
And
is this a condition that doesn't really hit people that are fit or healthy people?
Correct. But it's also in the family. No, it's not family history for me.
Right.
So that was another thing that puzzled them. And then they found out I drove there. They're like, are you here alone? I said, yeah, I drove. They're like, you drove? I said, yeah, I parked in the patient parking lot. Well, mostly visitor parking lot. And I walked in here. They're like, you walked in here? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, you need surgery. I'm like, what do you mean I need surgery? Whoa, what's going on?
Right.
And they told me, what happened. And they're trying to figure it out. Like, what do you eat? What's your diet like? And I'm like, here. And I pulled out my app. And I'm like, listen, I have a trainer. I've been training for 4 years. I've been a bikini competitor for a long time. And he's just blown away because the protein, everything is macroed out. The vegetables, I only eat asparagus or green beans.
So what is it just, they just wrote it off as a random occurrence, or was it traceable to something eventually?
Eventually, after they talk, and eventually they asked me, did something happen in your life? Was there a significant death, or did something happen to you? Because stress is a huge factor in life.
Right.
And I said, oh, well, I did serve my husband in July. And they're like, bingo. And they're like, what happened after you served your husband? I said, well, obviously, I had a knot in my stomach. And no matter what I did, and I was, getting out of a show, and, my reverse diet didn't go very well, didn't matter. Everything kind of just kept going through me, no matter what I did. I said, it's been pretty stressful, the environment that I'm in, and I just never really fully recovered.
Right.
And that just like the dart. Bullseye.
Something like that can cause something like that.
I guess so. So December 7th, I went in.
So December of 2025,
December of 2024.
Okay, got it.
And December 12th, back in the hospital.
Right.
And I was in worse pain this time. I begged them not to let me out. They had to discharge me because there was insurance rise, which I have great coverage.
Right.
There was nothing that they could keep me there. They gave me oral antibiotics, a different one, went back home, made it even significantly worse. Now I felt a lump on my lower left quadrant where your colon would be in.
Right.
And my sister encouraged me, you need to go. Drove myself back to the hospital because I had nobody around at this time. And it was just so significant. I was not about to wait. So got in the car, packed a bag because I started to learn.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I'm coming back home. Packed a bag, drove to the hospital. Again, admitted the oral antibiotics were not working. Mm-hmm. The infection got worse. So now I am stage 2. And that's what happens every time.
Is this a cancer?
It's not a cancer, but it could develop into something. It also can burst. A lot of things can occur with it. But every time it comes back as it restages.
Yeah.
So they said, eventually you're going to have emergency surgery. And I was like, get out of my room. I'm not doing emergency surgery. Go. Right. And the emergency surgery, unfortunately, is where they slice you straight down, straight across, upside down cross. And then you have a colostomy bag.
Great.
That scared me. I do a lot of fashion runway.
Right.
Beyond this, there's a lot of fashion shows that I do. Right. Runway, New York. Went to Orlando Swim Week. I mean, there's just so much that I do. Right. I'm in a bikini all the time. Right. I'm not going to want to put a bikini on and,
So what?
So
Where are you today? Look, we got to turn this. We got to turn up the happy dial for a sec.
Where
are you today?
Where am I today?
Because you're good today.
So January 1st, I said, you know what? I want to do the show. It's May 30th, May 29th. Mm-hmm. It's May 29th. May 1st is my show. I need something to focus on. I need to draw out the noise. I need something to focus on other than being paranoid and staying out of the hospital.
Right.
I need something to get rid of the stress, focus on what I have to do. And this show was definitely a goal for me.
Right.
So I learned red potatoes were my friends.
Right.
We're just not going to have any vegetables because I can't do vegetables. I can't do rice because God forbid something is uncooked.
Right.
So red potatoes did that. Obviously I can have chicken. I just had to make sure that everything was shreddable and easily digestible. Mm-hmm. Bananas became my best friend.
Right. That makes sense.
Which is perfect. March 29th, I did the show. May 1st, I went in for surgery.
Right.
I was the first patient to be discharged the next day. She came in, she looked at me, my surgeon, who's an amazing surgeon. She's actually, I found out she was one of the top robotic surgeons in the country. She looked at me, she goes, Nichole, did you just wake up? I said, yeah. She goes, you look like this in the morning? And I didn't know how to take that.
Like a beauty queen?
Yeah, she said I could be her.
beauty princess.
She told me I could be her poster child for colon surgery. That's made awesome. My day. She goes, do you want to go home?
You have scars? Scar?
Yeah.
Not what you thought it could be.
I have 4 scars. I have
small ones, or
I have one up on top. It's really tiny.
Because I can't, as a competitor on stage, I can't see you.
You could see probably the 2. I had one up on top, which was camera. One below, forcep. I had one here for the colon removal, and I have another big one. So two of them I still have that are pretty noticeable. You probably could see them in my photos.
Maybe in the photos, but I don't remember seeing anything.
Yeah. But she said because I had no cushion,
right?
You're gonna feel it because they tore,
right.
my muscles. But she saved me from a bag,
right?
Because she knew what I did. She embraced what I did. She loved what I did,
right?
They all were good to me. The PA was incredible. The surgeon was incredible. They had so much compassion. I couldn't ask for a better surgeon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what a great story.
Yeah.
So you were gung-ho to hit the stage this year, which was yesterday.
Yeah.
You did quite a few divisions.
I did.
Why so many divisions?
I had such a huge year of growth, and, I had the surgery. I healed June 1st. As soon as the surgeon said, you can go back to lifting weights, you're done, just pay attention to your abs, because the last thing we wanted was a hernia.
Right.
And I went hardcore. My trainer was excited. He stayed with me at the 100%, did my diets, my macros, my my training. We took it slow
Same
on the
trainer?
abs. Same trainer. He's been my trainer for 4 years.
Nice.
March 1st was our 4th year
Nice.
anniversary.
Aw.
And we went hard. You know, I said, we need to, my lower needs to match my upper. So, you know, 3 lower leg days, you know, several uppers, and everything seems to go upper with me.
Right.
So, but I have some issues with my back. We all do. And so it took my time, and sold my house, got officially divorced, sold my house, took my 2 dogs.
Now, we got so much to talk about.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here for 2 hours. What's your favorite division? What division feels most natural
Bikini.
to you? Yeah. Why?
I love the grace. It's graceful, it's elegant, it's beautiful, it's amazing. Although I am starting to like the bikini model because it's very.
Yeah, well, you seem like you like.
Yeah, I love it.
Even last year, you were like a natural in that.
I think because of, you know, the fashion shows.
Right.
You know, representing a brand, and, you know, it's just, it's fun. So much fun.
What do you want to improve on your physique? Or is that even, with what you've been through, maybe that's not even a big focus? It probably has. I mean, you're an athlete. You're a competitor.
Yeah.
What do you want to improve?
Growth.
Size, muscle size? And that sort of- yeah.
I love muscles.
That's number one?
Yeah.
Do you think in bikini you might get to a point where you're pushing the envelope?
I am. I'm pushing it now.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still in, in the IPL, we don't discourage someone. I mean, if you're obviously everyone's natural, so you're not going to, there's only a certain amount of insane muscle you can have. But if you're a natural female bodybuilder and you want to try bikini, like, I'm not going to tell you not to do it.
Yeah.
Some organizations would look at you and say, you're not bikini.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I can tell you, I've experienced athletes in the IPL who you would look at them and you would say, you're figure, you're bodybuilding. And they're like, no, I want to do bikini. Okay, let's see. Show us. And then they get up there and you're like, you know what? That's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're really doing it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I get figure when I'm on off season. Oh, you're figure. And I'm like, figure. I feel like those girls are just amazing figure.
Well, you're also talking about natural stuff. So, I've had some girls talk to me about figure and they're looking at non-natural stuff. And it's like, that's not the game we're playing here, you know? You can do figure now with your physique.
I know.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I want to work on my legs a little bit more, certain areas. My legs are my lower is finally catching up to my upper. I'm definitely good with my shoulders. I'm definitely good with my arms. I'm definitely good with my waist. My glutes have come a long way. I have great hamstrings. I've been gifted with hamstrings.
Right. We all have something.
My trainer calls them tumors.
It's not the right word to use, but
no, but because hamstrings are really hard to grow in a girl, and naturally, I have pretty good hamstrings. So right now, I'm focused on growing certain sections right above the knee, a little bit more quads.
How do you adjust between the divisions that you compete in? I mean, they're not wildly different. But
no.
Is there an adjustment, or is it just flows?
Soft.
Yeah.
I don't flex.
Right.
So with bikini model, and I walk a little different. Bikini model and swimsuit, I tend to have my shoulders back a little bit more.
Right.
You kind of swing your arms. You're a little bit more groovy.
Right.
You're more curvy, you're more flowy, you move the hips. I want to say sexy.
Right.
You walk a little bit different, and that's like runway in a way, where you're walking, your arms are behind, you don't need to see tricep, bicep, where when you do a walk for bikini, you want to have the lats, the shoulders.
A little bit more, it's more statuesque.
Yes, but not like a robot.
Right.
Right.
Are you on the scale? Do you weigh yourself?
Oh, I hate that thing, but I do.
Yeah. What's your height?
I'm just about 5'7".
Okay, nice. And then do you track your weights? Like, what's your stage weight? Are you into that?
Today I am between.
Yesterday or today?
Oh,
show day?
I ate pizza last night.
Right.
We're not
That's
going.
What I'm saying.
No,
so
I'm not
show
going.
Day. Show day. Right.
Show day. When I last weighed with my coach, which was Friday morning. Lied. Thursday morning.
Right.
I was the day before, I was 125 pounds on my sister's scale.
At 5'7".
At 5'7".
So that might not be accurate or something. It's not your normal scale.
Yeah, probably.
Could be off a few pounds.
It's pretty accurate. I literally was 100 and the last time I skated on my scale when I flew out on Thursday morning, I was 124.5. Right.
Where are you going up to in the off season? Are you watching that?
December.
What's the weight fluctuation you're playing with in this game?
Okay, so I did a pretty good off season. I ate. I learned in the last couple of years you have to eat.
Right.
That was an issue for me prior 4 years ago. I was afraid to eat. I was afraid to put the weight on because I looked so incredible. Like everyone, body dysmorphia. I never knew that was a thing. Yeah. I never had a problem with food.
Right.
When I first started training, I was scared of carbs.
Right.
Because I'm like, ooh, I don't want to look like I did, a long time ago. I was kind of a little bulky. And my trainer kept saying to me, Nichole, you're going to look a little different at 145 pounds than you did back then, and I had to trust the process.
Right.
Everyone's like, oh, trust the process, trust the process. I did. I got to 147 pounds December 1st. That was my starting weight. I grew this year. That was the heaviest.
20 pounds up and down, kind of.
I lost 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I did. 22 pounds to be exact.
You doing macros, you tracking max, you doing... You're counting calories, tracking macros. You're a macro person.
My trainer does everything. He tells me what to eat. And I'm the type of person where he could just throw macros at me. I said, can you just do my meals? Right. Can you just tell me what I need to eat and tell me how to do it? So he literally tells me how many grams for every single meal throughout the day. It's great. Wow. Yeah.
You do cardio? You a cardio girl?
When I'm off season, no. I do 10, 15 minutes just to keep the body moving.
Right.
Walking, Stairmaster. Right. He breaks it up, elliptical, bike, rowing. But, when I get off show, my body is such an inferno that it takes me 3 to 4 months to start gaining weight. So, but he, always says, you got to keep the body moving. Right. So keep the cardio doing. Sure. And then this time around, he didn't care about really much cardio. He threw cardio in there. When it came closer to show, I want to say 8 weeks, 4 weeks, that's when.
So you're not doing a lot of cardio leading up to a show? In prep, basically?
30 minutes.
How many days a week?
6 days a week.
And what's the cardio?
Steady state, or I can do
on a treadmill?
Steady state on a treadmill.
Lightweight, though. Nothing. That's not serious, right? Sprint, interval, power sprints.
He does have that on there, like to get hit, to get me to start, but basing off of it because you want to maintain the muscle. Right. So you don't want to lose the muscle and you don't want to get more body fat. Right. Cardio is not a great thing. Right. So the more cardio you do, the more body fat you have. So you're going to lose your muscle. Right. And I worked really hard this season on it. So, this has been my most muscle gain, I want to say, in the last year that I've had.
Peak week. How do you approach peak week? Do you have any tricks? Is it the basics, or what's your peak week strategy?
This is my 9th show.
Right.
Out of 9 shows, this has been every peak week has been completely different. There has not been the same peak week. There's been times where I've gone into my depletion week a little longer, and he's very smart. I'm checking in almost every day. Right. He's adamant. Right. We have to play it correctly and we have to play it appropriately. Right. My body's also different last year. My foods are different, especially having the surgery, a different colon, or having less colon. Right. So this year, he was very particular and precise on what I could have and what I couldn't have. I feel like in the past I was so thin and so lean because I didn't have much muscle. I had a lot of refeeds, burgers. Right. We got to fill you in. We got to fill you in. This year it was like, wow, you're really full. You have a lot of muscle. So this week we were pretty on top of things. So yesterday for my show day, I stuck with nothing but egg whites. Right. Like usually I have one egg and egg whites, solely egg whites.
Egg whites and
egg whites.
What are you cutting that with?
Egg whites.
Just egg whites?
Egg whites. And then I had, no, just egg whites, salt and pepper. Egg whites.
That's your meal?
So yesterday morning I had egg whites, salt and pepper.
68-calorie meal, or?
It was 1 cup of egg whites. Right. 1 cup of egg whites. And
so that's throughout a day, you're doing that several times? Those are your meals?
My first 2 meals, I had 1 cup of egg whites, and I had 2 rice cakes with honey. And it was the first time I had honey since probably December or before that. It tasted so good to have something so sweet.
Let's take a step back a little bit.
Okay.
So you shared with me you've had some struggles in your childhood.
Yeah.
Talk about your childhood. I had some struggles too. Those are always interesting stories.
Pretty dark. My mom was a single mom.
Right.
I have an older.
Samesies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your mom was a single mom.
My mom was a single mom. She's from Hungary. My parents.
That's why you have that exotic look.
My mom is 100% Hungarian. My dad is 100% Italian.
Interesting.
Hence my last name.
Right.
I have an older sister. So we had each other, my sister and I.
Nice.
My father was pretty abusive. My parents got divorced. I was 10 years old. I was very athletic, did a lot of sports, did a lot of cheerleading. My sister too. We did gymnastics.
Nice.
Always involved. Teenager years was a struggle. We were in trouble a lot, obviously, because we had a lot of freedom, too much freedom.
Latchkey kids.
Yeah.
They call it, right?
Jumping on buses, jumping on trains, disappearing, getting on our bikes, going
Run
across
away.
the towns. But it was good because it gave us independence at a young age. So graduated high school. I put myself in college. I wanted to go to college.
Financially.
I had the best friend ever who was determined to help me, put me in school, get the financial aid that I needed. I really wanted to have a degree. I really wanted to go to college. I opened up a salon with a girlfriend of mine. It was a nail. I went to hairdressing school. I went to an RVTS school, trade school. So when I graduated, I had my hairdressing license.
Nice.
I took 2 years off from college before I started college. You know, got my stuff together, got a car, got my license. I waited till I was 18 to get my license because my sister got it at 16. So drove my mom a little crazy with that. So
how did your upbringing kind of shape you as an adult? You probably still have some of those vibes. Like, how did it shape you? Angry.
Had a lot of anger.
As an adult. Not now, though.
Not now, because I feel like
you fixed it.
The gym.
Right.
The gym did a lot.
Why the anger?
From what I was around.
In the household?
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of like how you learn to deal with things.
Right.
Zero patience.
Right.
Just a lot of not knowing how to handle things.
Right.
Not being around it, not being shown it, having
not being
chaos, patience, calmness, how to deal with it appropriately.
Right.
And
you were seeing the opposite, basically?
Yeah, like if...
How to not deal with it?
Yeah, like if, you know, I'm really good at math.
Right.
I'm only good at math because my father was so strict with multiplication, addition, flashcards. Remember the flashcards?
Yes.
I had to sit there, and every time I was wrong, I actually got hit for it.
Right.
So I had to learn to be exact.
Right.
And I think that's why I'm so good in math and why I went into the science field. And
well, gee, so it was good. The abuse, you parlayed that, you transmutated that energy.
And I don't eat seafood because as a child I was forced to eat seafood and I got sick from it. So, you know, everyone's like, are you allergic? I'm like, no, it's kind of like shoved down my throat. You know? Yeah.
Your marriage. We're talking, we'll get through some dark stuff here.
Yeah.
Inspire some people, right?
Okay.
Share some stories. So you are relatively recently divorced.
Yeah.
First marriage, first divorce? Or?
I met somebody. He proposed to me very quickly, wanted to get married right away. I was like, you know, I want to wait like 3-4 years. I really like, why wait? Why, you know, it's going to be forever.
Right.
So why not rush this?
Right.
Didn't really felt comfortable. I was in my early 30s at the time. We had a destination wedding. I wanted to cancel it 3 weeks before, and
that's sad.
Nobody could get their money back. And then,
You just went.
but then I said to myself, what was if I always wondered why? So, you know what, he had a great conversation with me, and he sat and talked to me, and I didn't realize that he talked to my mom previously. So he kind of already pre-establishedly knew what to say to me. So I was like, maybe
Your mom liked him.
Maybe he's really good.
Right.
You know, maybe it's me. Maybe I could communicate with him, because that was the problem that I had. And where my previous love of my life, we had amazing communication.
Right.
Unfortunately, a drug addiction was what separated us. So I never had closure.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, but I loved him more than I love who I'm about to marry. I don't think that's right.
Right.
That marriage lasted like a year. And then I was like, yeah, no, this is done. And it was easy. You know, we were divorced pretty quickly. And then I moved on. And while I was separated, going through my divorce, I ran into my ex-boyfriend 9 years later.
Nice. That happens in life
Sobered,
sometimes.
amazing, great.
Right.
The connection was there. We were able to finally, I had closure to what happened. And he was back to the way he was. He was great. It was amazing. We had closure. We went on a couple of dates. We were still good friends because we always had amazing communication.
Right.
Then we started dating. And that was 2010. And 7 years later, we got married. And then 2022, I wanted to see why I was so sad, why I was so mad, why I was so angry.
In the relationship.
Not in the relationship, just in life. Why I was so stressed out. What is going on?
Sure.
My girlfriend recommended to me. So this is funny. And this is how my bodybuilding life started. I think you should do a bikini competition. I'm like, girl, do you not know me?
Right.
You want me to get in 5-inch heels, get in a Ziploc size bikini, and get on stage?
This wasn't your jam.
I said, are you crazy?
Right.
I'm the type of girl. I'm in a resort. I put a cover up on, and I'm so shy. Yeah.
You got like mad sarongs in the closet.
And I could be the thinnest girl in the room, and I could be the heaviest. I don't care. I just know. And she said, Nichole, it's not about the stage and how you look.
Yes.
It's about the journey and what you're about to unfold and find.
Yes.
So I said, okay, let me look into it. So called my sister. I said, I think I want to do a bikini competition. And my sister's like, yes, I have the perfect trainer. She introduced me to trainer Igor Selsner. And I walked into his gym and I said, where's Igor Selsner? And he goes, it's me. I said, hi, so-and-so, and I want to do a bikini competition. Can you prep me? And he said, sure, here's the application. Fill it out on the website. And, I walked out the door. He thought he'd never see me again. Filled that application out, sent it in.
Right.
And
never looked back.
Never looked back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What was your first show?
My first show was, well, I think he wanted to kill me for that. It was supposed to be September. And then one day I walked in his room because I started posing classes. I was always told to start posing 6 months ahead of time. Don't wait. And I walked in. I said, my posing coach said I can do the show in June. And it's like April.
Right.
He said, he just looked at me. He's like, it's April.
Right.
I said, yeah, I want to do the show in June 12th. And he said, are you out of your mind? I said, no, I want to do it. He goes, you know how hard it's going to be? I said, I will do it.
But you hadn't already expressed interest in competing at all at this point, or?
I did, but we had a goal of September.
Yeah, got it.
In March, when I walked in his door, March 1st. And so he had to go away. I was doing things, so I worked out. He saw me about 3 weeks later. I walked into his gym. He looked at me and goes, what did you do? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean, what did I do? He's like, what did you do? I said, I didn't do anything. I followed your plan.
Right.
He goes, your genetics.
Right.
That's exactly what he said to me. I said, what? He goes, I can't even believe what I'm looking at right now.
Nice.
I
You're
mean,
like, what?
He saw...
That's cute.
He saw the foundation,
right.
And he saw my work, and it just took off.
Love it. Who are you becoming now? Who is Nichole today?
I couldn't be more prouder, more happy than I am today. I learned so much, and I learned that the gym didn't change me. The gym saved me.
Yeah.
I'm more resilient, my confidence, I'm calm, I'm at peace.
Right.
What I've learned in the last 4 years is just incredible. I've always been independent,
Right.
but I'm more aware, alert, patient.
If the gym wasn't there, and maybe this has happened where you couldn't work out or whatever, do you start to relapse? Does it come back? Or do you feel like you've fully transitioned to like another psychological state in life? You know what I mean?
I definitely transitioned.
Yeah. You don't get flashback, the twitch, you know?
I will tell you that when I started going to the gym,
Right.
within the first several months, I realized what was making me angry, and it was my job. It was my career that I've had for over 20 years.
That you're still in now.
But I transitioned to a better job.
Right. Same industry, different job kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the inside. So I went to my boss. It was, early, and it was April. I said, August 1st, I'm done. Whether I have a job or not,
Right.
I'm done. I'm out. I had a lot of priorities and responsibilities. I also loved people that I worked with. I loved my bosses. I loved
Right.
my supervisors. I loved the people. It was just wasn't for me. So I spread my wings, kind of looked around. We have a company that comes in, an engineering company that makes instruments for what we do. I'm in the cytogenetic field. It's human chromosomes. It's all oncology. So
And you're doing what at what capacity?
I diagnose cancer. This is not research. This is actual diagnostic.
So you're doing it with the tool, like you're...
So I do online analysis. It used to be microscope. Now it's so we do the harvesting, the spreading, the dropping on slides. I go on the computer, or it used to be microscope. Now everything's AI.
Right.
And I study every single human chromosome, and we find translocations, mutations, deletions.
So you're in the lab. You're
trisomies.
not working like with patients or with people. You're more research.
The specimens, it's not research, it's diagnostic. I literally tell your doctor
Got
what
it.
cancer you have, what stage you have, if it's in your prognostic.
Got it.
So I tell you if it's unfavorable, favorable. We also do amniocentesis, POCs, products of conception, miscarriages, why it happened. And we also do a lot of infertility. So why women have spontaneous abortions.
That's a cool, important job.
Genetics is great.
Yeah, I like it.
It's cool. It's very intense. So I hooked up with an engineering company that does instruments that perform the harvesting,
Right.
the spreading, the dropping, and I reached out to him and I took a career change and started. They hired me as a cytogenetic application support specialist, and they're training to me and a field engineer.
Right.
So I'm a field engineer. They taught me the machines. I'm teaching them how things should look, the clinical aspect.
Right.
They're teaching me the robotics of it and the mechanisms of it. So we kind of build a bridge.
Nice.
And
You like it.
I travel all over the place.
And you like that.
It's great because we have a U.S. Headquarters and we have a European headquarters.
Nice.
And I got to go to Glasgow,
Nice.
Scotland. I got to go to Sweden. I traveled all over United States.
This is a good segue. I do this thing now where I'm asking, this is our fun Q&A section, right?
Yeah.
So I asked the last guest to leave a question for the next guest. They don't know who the next guest is going to be. It's just the more random it is, the more interesting it is. So Leslie Beck, 22-time IPL Pro Champion. You know Leslie.
Yes.
She left a simple one, but this seems perfect for you. What is your favorite vacation destination?
Aruba.
Why?
I have a timeshare in Aruba.
Oh, yeah.
So I used to start going to Aruba when I was 20 years old. It was a only girls trip.
Nice.
We used to put $25.
Dangerous. Right?
It was fun.
Especially, you went back in your heyday, right?
We used to put $25 a day, a week away, and save up for a year, and then book a vacation.
Go turn up.
Sometimes there would just be 2 of us, and sometimes there'd be like 8 of us. And it was only a girls' trip. Started going, and after 12 years of constantly going, I bought a timeshare.
Nice.
Yeah, and now it's paid off.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Who's one of your biggest inspirations, either in the gym or in bodybuilding or in life, or
Who's my greatest inspiration?
just one or a couple? Who comes to mind that inspires you?
That's a hard one.
Is it?
Yeah.
We'll come back to it. If you could only do
Yeah.
one exercise for life,
Oh.
not a body part, but an exercise, you could only do one, what would it be?
Not cardio.
Why did you hear someone say that? Leslie said that on here?
No, why
Oh,
did she say the same
yeah.
thing?
And I was like, that's a great answer. If you had to do one thing, that's the one. Keep your heart health, keep your, I don't know. She asked if she could say that. I said, sure, that's an answer.
Oh.
What would you choose?
Lateral raises. That's
Flat
my
raise
favorite.
for the shoulders.
Oh, I love shoulders. Shoulder day is my favorite day.
What's your favorite post-contest meal? Contest night, what are you doing? Where are you going? So, last night.
Okay, so it would have to be a burger.
Mm-hmm.
But usually I get a burger the night before a show.
Mm-hmm.
Most times.
Mm-hmm. So you don't want to double up, or you just do it again? Run it back?
I had pizza last night only because I haven't had pizza since October, and I'm in Connecticut. And Connecticut, New England has the best pizza ever.
But burgers are your favorite
Oh,
post-contest.
yeah,
Nice.
burgers.
Describe the IPL in 3 words. Just 3 words. It's a challenge.
Just 3 words?
Yeah.
Inspirational,
That's 1.
fair,
Nice.
and integrity.
Nice. Integrity's been used. Leslie. Fun. Everyone always starts with fun.
Oh.
I like yours, though.
Oh.
That's what came to you. I
I'm
like
glad I'm different.
Yeah. What's next for you? You're still, this is, doing these podcast episodes now, the night after a show, it's so fresh. It's so, who knows? You got to go decompress and figure out the rest of life. But I think it's a cool moment to do these interviews. What's next?
Okay.
Competition, life,
Yes.
whatever.
The next
Well, duh, yeah, competition.
The next IPO, it's
Right.
Samantha's show
Yes.
in Virginia.
What are you doing there?
My first time in Virginia.
Nice.
Well, I was doing Masters 50, but that changed as
Yeah.
of last night.
Well, you could.
Nope, I'm going right for
Right.
pro.
Well, you could, but you don't, obviously, because you haven't competed as a Masters pro.
Well, I did tell her based off of here,
Yeah.
because I just realized when I did it that the Masters 50 isn't pro card.
Right. You didn't realize that.
I didn't realize it
Right.
till I realized when I read everything, when I was doing everything with my niece, because my niece competed as well at IPL her
Yes.
first
Yeah,
time
she was
yesterday.
Awesome. Yeah, sweetheart.
That it was a pro qualifier. So I was like, I'm going to keep the Masters 50 because I am 50 and I'm proud.
Yeah.
And that's why I did the Masters 40. But I did reach out to Samantha saying if I do get a pro card in my Masters, that I'll change it.
Nice.
So I'll just register for now.
Nice.
And then we'll fix it later. And if not, then I'm just going to.
So ideally, what lineups are you in Virginia?
I'm doing Pro
Bikini.
Open.
Title number 3 going
Yes,
for.
sir.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do Pro Masters 40.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bikini.
Yes.
That's it. Bikini on bikini. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Nichole Campofiore. We're going to be back in Virginia with the
Yeah.
podcast. We're
Ooh.
going to pick up. We'll celebrate whatever happens with you at that show, but
Yeah.
you're on the leaderboard.
Yay.
We have this document, these Pro Champion document. I don't know if you've seen it. We post them after every show, and we list the pro titles.
Yeah.
And you have to have, I think if you've got at least 2
2
then
wins.
2, you're like
Yep,
you're
I
like
see
the
it.
honorable mention.
Yeah, you're down below.
Yeah, well, it gives you, it's inspirational.
It's just the name.
Yeah.
Now I have a picture.
Well, lots of people have 1, but it's some people might get a pro title, which is congratulations, and it's beautiful. But then they're like 1 and done. I'm going to go do something else with my life now, which is fine.
Yeah.
But that document is for people who are on the circuit, active pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're on there.
I love
Gotta
it.
create that. Awesome.
I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm so thankful to IPL.
Yeah,
I love
we're
it.
thankful for you. You're an
Yeah.
amazing person. Such a bright light and spirit in this league. We appreciate you.
Thank
Nichole Campofiore, I've said it. That's good. I'm getting good practice. I've said it like 3 times. This is the IPL Podcast.
Yes.
I am Ben Yosef, the president and founder of the IPL, and your host of the podcast. Again, the first several interviews, my camera wasn't working. I should be looking at the lens. I'm not going to edit that. Right? The first several episodes, my camera wasn't working. It's going to be interesting seeing myself on camera. We had the 2 cameras. This one failed, so you heard me interviewing, and you only saw the athlete on camera B.
See, you look great.
Which worked. It worked out, and no one would have. There's some interviews in formats that do that on purpose. That's the design.
Yeah.
The person asking questions is off camera. I always do that at the end when I get excited. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. More interviews like this are here on this channel in the playlist. Click here for that, and we will see you next time. Peace.